I think he's certainly, just off the cuff, he's certainly the top 5 of all time. But playing against him and MJ, I think for me it's MJ all day long, only because how I played against him, and MJ just had everything, from mid-range to 3-point to post-up game, and he could score and dominate in each position. LeBron is dominant. LeBron could do so many things on the floor.
Do you think LeBron's a better all-around player than Jordan?
It's hard. That's hard to say because LeBron is probably one of the best passers that the league has seen. MJ is probably the weakest part of his game. He didn't pass a lot, but at the same time, MJ didn't have any other weaknesses in his game. And defensively, he was a two-way player. Defensively, he was incredible and just as dominant.
Well, I still look at LeBron, a better rebounder, better passer. Mike was not shooting a 3 back then. He would have developed into
still could shoot it, though.
Yeah, but LeBron has turned into at least a dangerous 3-point shooter. Like you have to account for him when he takes those shots. But the personality, though, is I think the biggest difference. Because Mike wanted to kill you. Mm-hmm. Was he mean to you?
No, he wasn't. He actually killed me slowly, and yeah, he would comment to the coach, he's actually doing a great job out here, and meanwhile he's pouring in 45.
Wait, he's talking to your coaches?
Yeah, I remember Chris Ford, he's yelling at me. Chris Ford's yelling the whole time, like, rookie, get in front of him. And I'm fronting him on the post, and MJ just kind of slowly glides across the floor, and he gets the ball and shakes and scores. And I did everything the game plan said, and then there's a breaking action. We're sitting there, and Chris Ford is just down there just hammering me, and MJ was like, he's doing a great job, coach. He's actually doing a great job. Meanwhile, he's got 45 on the books. So I was like, yeah.
Did you think that Mike didn't want you taken out because he had 45 in the books? Like he wanted you to guard it?
No, I honestly believe that he didn't think that anybody could stop him. He could score whenever he wanted to score, wherever he wanted to score. So it didn't matter what I did out on the floor. He was going to get his touches. He was going to get his points.
More unstoppable, though, when they get that mindset, Michael or Kobe?
Certainly Michael.
Really?
Yeah.
Because, Kobe put up 81.
Yeah, that was a bad Toronto defense at the time. I remember.
It's still 81, right?
Yeah. It's a marvelous
He had 60
feat.
in his last game he played.
Yeah, it was a marvelous feat. It's hard to really compare the generations. If you look at what MJ did during his era, like I played in between both those eras, and the rules were totally different. Like you can't touch a guy now. A guy will go to the free throw line 20, 25 times a game just off of ticky-tack stuff.
Let's begin with the part most debates avoid. The feeling of standing on a court with Michael Jordan right in front of you. Ray Allen, one of the game's deadliest shooters who battled both Jordan and LeBron, once admitted it felt like being taken apart piece by piece. Jordan even leaned toward the opposing coach, quietly praised the defensive effort, and then dropped 45 points without a single celebration, moving through defenders like nothing in the building could slow him down. When Allen was asked how Jordan would perform today with softer perimeter rules, a faster pace, and offense-friendly systems, he didn't hesitate. Jordan could average 45 a night, no question. That wasn't a casual remark. It came from someone who survived the full force of Jordan's presence and still remembers the pressure buzzing around the rim. And that's where the real debate begins. The debate never cools off, Michael Jordan or LeBron James. Who is the true GOAT? It's a question that feels ancient, yet it ignites like fresh fuel every time it's asked, because this comparison isn't about numbers on a chart. It's about the heartbeat of high-pressure moments, the steadiness of your hands when everything is on the line, and the power of a stare that can silence an entire arena. That's why the Ray Allen anecdote isn't just a story. It's the entry point to a career filled with seismic moments. Jordan moved through eras like a storm that refused to weaken, stacking milestones that still look unreal today. More than 50 50-point playoff games outpacing multiple legends combined, countless 40-point eruptions, and the wild truth that he produced more 40-point nights than games where he scored under 20. These aren't just stats or souvenirs. They are the marks of a ruler who owned the biggest stages and delivered when the clock demanded greatness. LeBron James deserves full respect. He's a remarkably complete force of nature with unmatched durability, elite court vision, and a frame that seems engineered for greatness, functioning as a point forward who stretches defenses, threads impossible passes, crashes the glass, and scores at a historic rate for nearly 20 years. If basketball were a giant canvas, LeBron would create masterpieces across every inch of it. But when a season demands a single, razor-sharp answer, a weapon that never loses its edge and cuts straight through the heart of a game, you don't turn to a system, you turn to a blade, and that blade is Michael Jordan. Slow things down, and Jordan's evolution becomes even clearer. He wasn't a finished product from day one, but a player who kept sharpening every part of his game, from the kid cut from his high school team to the NCAA star who sent Patrick Ewing into shock, from the explosive early NBA highflyer to the mid-career maestro with lethal footwork and complete control of tempo. And when the Bulls needed him to shift roles, he simply switched gears and rattled off 10 triple-doubles in 11 games, proving that his growth never had a ceiling. Jordan's brief run as a point guard, averaging around 30 points, 11 assists, and 9 rebounds, was a reminder that he could dominate any role he chose, passing when he felt like passing, taking space whenever he wanted, and turning himself into the final blow whenever the team needed a closer. From 1991 to 1996, he delivered 13 straight playoff series averaging over 30 points per game, not as a flashy stat but as proof of unshakable poise in an era built on grabs, elbows, and physical punishment disguised as defense. He sealed 2 separate three-peats, 1991 to 1993 and 1996 to 1998, finishing with a perfect 6-0 finals record, 6 finals MVPs, and the undeniable reality that when everything around him fell apart, teammates instinctively turned to him like he was the last source of air. But even his greatness had a shadow side. 2 painful years slammed against Detroit's wall, and the 1995 return where he wasn't fully conditioned, ending in a loss to a larger, fresher Orlando squad. That setback triggered his final evolution: more strength, more patience, and total harmony with Phil Jackson and Tex Winter's triangle offense alongside Pippen, Rodman, Kerr, Harper, and Kukoc. The result was the legendary 72-10 season and a team that dominated on both ends like a once-in-a-generation alignment. And on defense, the side people often overlook, Jordan was the unseen pressure that closed passing lanes, suffocated matchups, and made breathing difficult for anyone who tried to score on him, earning 9 all-defensive first-team selections. Jordan's defensive resume is just as intimidating as his scoring legacy: 9 all-defensive first-team honors, a Defensive Player of the Year award earned in the same season he won MVP, the most blocks ever recorded by a guard, and 6 seasons with more than 200 steals. He didn't win by simply outscoring opponents. He smothered their rhythm from baseline to sideline. And when it came to cold-blooded moments, the version fans call Clutch Jordan delivered 28 game winners, 7 of them in the playoffs, a stage where pressure sits on your chest like weight plates and millions watch every heartbeat. Jordan breathed in that chaos. Critics say Clutch is just a narrative, yet every time he rose for a decisive shot, you could almost feel an entire city sinking its hope to the motion of his hands. But stats alone don't define him. What truly separates Jordan from a crowd of all-time greats is the timing and manner of his responses. When the media claimed he couldn't shoot threes, he casually buried 6 in a single finals half and capped it with the iconic shrug, as if proving people wrong was just another day at work. Whenever the world tried to challenge Jordan, he snatched the narrative back in an instant. When people claimed Clyde Drexler was catching up, he crushed the debate in a single opening quarter. When Barkley won MVP, Jordan responded by averaging 41 in the finals and still trusted John Paxson to knock down the final blow. When illness hit, he grabbed a bottle of water and put up 38. And when it was time to close a dynasty, he didn't wait for permission. He sealed it with that final, frozen-in-time shot in Utah. Then comes the rival who lives strongest in the public imagination, LeBron James. Even without Jordan in the picture, LeBron's resume would stand tall: 10 trips to the finals, 4 championships, unmatched longevity, and a mind that designs and executes entire systems on the floor. He's the planner, the builder, and the engine all at once. But the GOAT conversation isn't decided by the beauty of accumulated totals. It sits at the edge of everything, in those moments where the game asks you to choose between being great and being completely undeniable. Jordan consistently chose the path of the absolute, paying the full price every step of the way, and the context of his era is essential to understanding why comparisons can get distorted. He played in a time when a forearm to the face was just physical defense. when fouls weren't softened by modern terminology, and driving into the paint felt like answering a warning that dared you to proceed. Ray Allen summed it up best. Back then, if you flopped, defenders would give you a real reason to hit the floor. That was the environment Jordan lived in. He didn't ask for comfort or protection. He adapted, endured, and thrived. This isn't meant to discount LeBron, whose brilliance is undeniable, but it highlights the contrast between them. LeBron is the master of navigating smooth, structured waters, while Jordan is the deep-sea explorer who learned to survive and dominate in a world constantly trying to crush him from all sides. Both players have extraordinary gifts, but if the question is who made opponents want to sleep early, or not sleep at all, who forced coaches to stop mid-rant just to whisper, he's doing a good job. While the scoreboard lit up like a wildfire, then Jordan is the unmatched master of psychological pressure. This is usually where people bring up the supporting cast: Pippen, Rodman, Kerr, the triangle offense. And yes, basketball is a team sport, but flip the perspective. Who was the immovable oak in the forest, the presence that drew every shadow toward him no matter who stood around? Jordan was the league's sun for years, a relentless dominance that swallowed the horizon. LeBron, meanwhile, spanned multiple eras, adapted faster than anyone, and reached a finals landscape stacked with shifting super teams. But when you compare Jordan's perfect six with numerous deep runs that didn't always end in victory, you're really measuring a sandstorm that reshapes the entire desert against a monsoon that arrives every season. Both forces are immense, only one permanently alters the terrain. And beyond all the stats and trophies lies the hardest truth to quantify. Jordan didn't just play the game, he forced the sport to change its rules. Jordan didn't just rewrite the NBA's rules, he reshaped the rules of culture itself. From how a kid ties his sneakers to how a brand tells its story, he became a language, a standard no one could fully replicate. You can match someone's stats or titles, but becoming a language, having your leap define flight, that's a summit with a single, unshakable footprint. He wasn't born a myth. He was forged through blood, tears, and the harsh lessons of Detroit. Every iconic moment, from the shot over Cleveland to lifelong duels with destiny, was another chapter in a story he authored himself. On May 7, 1989, down one with 3 seconds left, he caught the pass over Larry Bird, hung in the air, released, and silenced a city. Before that, on April 20, 1986, in Boston Garden, he set a playoff scoring record against a hostile Celtics crowd, proving even then that legends are born in fire. From these defining moments, the pattern is unmistakable. When the lights demand a hero, Jordan doesn't wait, he flips the switch himself. Once the spotlight stayed on, Jordan's mastery became even more refined, shaping a craft that didn't just win games, it killed them with precision. The triangle offense didn't transform him, it handed him a tool worthy of his genius. Without unnecessary dribbles, he appeared wherever he needed to be: elbow, low post, clutch spot, turning every touch into a precise two-step calculation. His fadeaway was like a sealed letter stamped with certainty. You didn't need to read it to know the outcome. In the 1991 Finals, Game 2, his midi switch hands layup bent the series against the Lakers. In the 1993 Finals, Game 6, a 5-man swing ended with Paxson's dagger at 3.9 seconds. The system made inevitability feel ordinary. And when routine itself becomes that ruthless, the only question left is obvious: how do you stop him? The answer: you can't. Unless you live inside every possession with the same ferocity he brings to the final second. Jordan's defensive legacy is as staggering as his scoring: 9 all-defensive first-team selections, a Defensive Player of the Year award in 1988, 893 career blocks as a guard, and 6 seasons topping 200 steals. Here, the scoring artist label fades. He was both spear and shield, the locksmith and the lock. The film is as ruthless as the stats. Take 1998, Game 6 in Utah, before that shot that seemed to freeze time. A quiet theft on Karl Malone's post touch, anticipation so sharp it turned defense into destiny. With Jordan, stops weren't pauses between highlights, they were the drumbeat beneath the melody, and because he commanded the final word, he also wrote it. From the flu game, later called food poisoning, to the last pull-up in Salt Lake City, he exited each stage with unmistakable flair. Game 5, 1997, saw him pour in 38 points on shaking legs, including the go-ahead 3 in the final 30 seconds at altitude. Game 6, 1998, the steel stroll crossover with 5.2 seconds left sealed 6 banners in the rafters. LeBron has his iconic block, a defensive masterpiece defining a series, But Jordan's artistry threaded defense and offense into a seamless, unstoppable force. Jordan crafted a legacy of finales that landed like full-throated exclamation points. Sharp, undeniable, never trailing off. Their impact resonates even more when you consider the sheer force of the environment he thrived in. Don't gloss over the intensity. The late 80s and early 90s were built on hand checks, body bumps, and screens that hit like tectonic plates. Detroit even wrote a manual, the Jordan Rules, on how to funnel, hit, and swarm him. Today, defenses play differently. Lanes breathe where once they bristled with resistance. Yet Jordan still found ways to score 30, 35, even 37 points a night in that storm, layering precise footwork and masterful tempo control to dominate when the air got thin. As Ray Allen put it, drop that Jordan into today's spaced-out, whistle-happy game, and 45 points per night isn't a myth, it's a field report in gentler conditions. Beyond outcomes, he bent the court, shaping the very feel of every minute, leaving ripples that extended well beyond the game. Jordan wasn't merely an athlete. He was the face of basketball itself, the gravitational pull that carried the NBA across the globe. From Barcelona in '92, where number 23 ignited a worldwide spark, to Chicago, where the Bulls didn't just win. They set a standard no one could ignore. Jordan reset the bar with the 72-10 Bulls in 1995-96, leading the league in both offense and defense, a dominance that reads like physics written on the court. The Jordan or Nike blueprint didn't just sell sneakers. It rewrote the rules for athlete branding and global fandom. By the time he retired for the second time, the NBA he left behind was unrecognizable from the one he entered. It had become a new language, and for a generation, greatness was spelled with 23. If you want, I can tweak bridges, turn operating system into defense, or make phrases like degree of difficulty more lyrical, sharper, or punchier to match your video's rhythm. But here's the essence. When you and the toughest viewer sit down and ask what defines a GOAT, it's total output, longevity, the ability to elevate teammates, and the knockout blow when it counts.